So hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to clean an oily diaphragm on this lens. It is a Nikkor 50mm 1.4, and then we're talking about the pre-AI version that you can recognize because I don't have any prong here to couple with the camera. So this is a lens from the 70s, very good, very usable, and then they were a bit gone actually because you cannot couple with modern cameras. And then what people was doing at the time was to machine this, so just to reproduce the coupling that you can find in AI and AES lenses, but then with the appearance of mirrorless cameras and then adapters, this is not a problem anymore. I have this adapter here, for example, and then you can simply put it, and then you see I have no trouble adapting it. So this is an adapter for a Sony camera, and then same thing here I have with my Nikon camera, and then this is with the F2Z adapter, and then same thing here, you can use it without trouble. So these lenses are becoming very usable again. And then as I told you before, these lenses have a really good image quality. So I found this copy. Well, it was actually my friend Pete who found it, and then he paid something like $10 or $15, because as you can see the diaphragm is oily, so it is not moving as we want. So what I'm going to do is to open the lens. We're going to remove the diaphragm, we're going to clean it, and then we're going to assemble it again, and then we'll have this lens working again as new. So first thing to do is to lay down the lens on the side, and you will find this small screw here, and then you take a flat screwdriver of 1.2 millimeters, and then you get this thing a bit loose. My hands are aren't very steady because I just had breakfast, and then I drank a very strong coffee my wife made. Okay, so first thing, I removed this ring. So that was rather simple. I found this screw here, I got it a bit loose, and then you have here a pointy shape that is actually pressing again this thread, and then once you get it loose, you are able to get this thing loose. So, and then here, really easy, we remove the whole optical assembly that I have here, and then the body of the lens, we'll let it as is because it is working perfectly. So I will put it aside, and then here you will find the diaphragm. This is the thing we're interested in, but then if your lens has fungus or dust or something else, you can follow this procedure here just to open the lens. And then what we're going to do now, I see that the diaphragm is on this side of the lens, so what we're going to do is to remove this part here, and then this would be rather simple. You simply get to this a bit loose, so maybe you will need it. I was able to remove by hand, but I think I got the feeling this lens was already opened by someone else. If you can't, there might be some glue here, and then you can put some isopropyl alcohol in this gap here, and then let it work for 5 minutes, so you can unscrew this thing. And then here we have the first part of the lens. I will put it here so I can lay it down, and then here we get access to the diaphragm mechanism. And then here we need, I guess, to remove these 3 screws here. this is what I'm going to do now. But before doing that, I'm going to mark the position they are right now, so just to be sure that when I assemble back, I'm not going to have assembly or calibration issues. So first thing here, and then just let me get a base probably to work on that. So okay, so here we are, and then I will get a screwdriver that I had here already. It's a J000. Then here we'll need to put some force just to break the glue bonds. And then with that we should be able to get this part away. I feel it moving already. Yeah. Okay, very tight tolerance. Okay, I got this thing loose. Okay, and then there I forgot something. That's my bad. I forgot to get the spring out of the sprung here. So I got it. And then here we have this mechanism. Okay, we have this here as well. So just to pay attention when we're assembling back. So just let me put this hook here. And then we have the spring. Okay, so we have removed this part. We need to be careful with it just after. And then here, next step, so I guess, is to remove. Okay, let's just check if we can do it like this. Okay, now we have really tight tolerances, so I guess we won't be able to do it without removing this part here that I'm moving right now. And then this element here, as you can see, is this prong who goes to the camera body to move this cam mechanism who moves itself, the diaphragm. So again, you need just a bit of force to break the glue bonds. Okay. Then here we get this element. We'll probably get a pair of tweezers. And then here we have removed, I think we can remove this cam here now. Okay, here we have to keep it straight. so we don't force on it. Okay, here you go. We get, okay, let me put it here so you can see it, and then we have the cam, and then here we can already remove this in here, and then I guess if I do this, I get this element here, and then I see the diaphragm leaves that we have to remove now, just for doing the cleaning. And then, as you see, they fell on the table. So this is pretty much it for the disassembly. Now I'm going to get the lighter fluid just to clean this thing. So see you in a few seconds. So hello friends, I am back. I am ready to keep going with the repair, and then I got what I need. That's this lighter fluid, but then you can use barbecue gas or even gasoline. That's going to do the job too. I got myself some toilet paper, that's to dry the stuff, some fine tip tweezers just to manipulate everything, and then a cotton swab just to go with the cleaning of some elements. So here I started already putting the blades into this small cup here, and then as you can see they are really sticky. Then first thing I do, I put them there, then I put some lighter fluid that is going to help me remove the grease, and then this oil I will put some of the parts too, so I can remove the oiliness from them. Alright. Okay, so let me take this part out and put this one in as well. And then that's it. All the lighter fluid work for a while, and then I start showing to you how I proceed. After then I have this part, I take the cotton swab and just dry. You see, what I'm doing right now is not really complicated, and just drying the lighter fluid from the part, and then this assures me that I'm also removing all the traces of oil that were present within the body of the lens. So this part looks to me very clean now, so I can proceed now with the other one. I lost my tweezers. Oh, here they are. And here, take this element. Same thing as before. I can even use toilet paper. That's going to be faster. Here you go, another clean part, and then here I proceed with the part it interests you the most, and then this is the aperture plates, and then here same thing. I just put it on the toilet paper, dry them, and then they are very clean. So what I'm going to do, some in here, is just to do the rest. I think you already So how it's done, you got the idea, so you can reproduce it yourself. And then I'm going to stop the video, and then we meet for the reassembly of the diaphragm. So see you in a few seconds. Can proceed to the reassembly of the diaphragm, and then here, as you can see, I have already the body of the lens on this base, and then here I have already put in the order I need to put the blades, so I can access them easily. And then here what we're going to do now is just to start putting them on the body of the lens. And then here I need you to pay special attention, because this is where most people lose patience, and then it's just a matter of having patience. It is not difficult. Okay, so I put the first one, and then here I just noticed that you have to be really careful. I always recommend to proceed counterclockwise, but then this time you will have to proceed clockwise, because yeah, this is the way this diaphragm is built. So here, second element, here you can notice I am proceeding clockwise. Then here and then here we reach the last one, which is the tricky one to put, because we have to pass below the first one and then above the previous one. So here I put it. I hope I manage first time. Here I have to move the first one, make sure it goes a bit higher. So I'm going to manipulate with tweezers. Then here, notice that I took plastic tweezers just in case my hand slips. So this is it. We have put the blades. Now we have to put this mechanism here, and then the cue to assemble it is you have this prong here, and then it has to go on this opening. Well, you have here an opening. Just let me pass something. Here you have an opening here. And then once we get that done, we have to wiggle it a bit so we can get into position. Okay. Well, I don't have all of them. I lost one maybe. Okay, here we are. I think I can do them manually. Okay, I'm having trouble getting. Okay, here. Well, as I told you, it's just a matter of patience. here we are. We have all of them in position. Then diaphragm can move freely again. So now we have to go to the next step, which is putting this cam here. Then remember, this part has some quite tight tolerance, so you have to be careful when putting it in. So here we are, it's able to move freely, and then here we'll need to put this element. The screws that were in the middle, so I need to take care of that. Okay, so here I am in the middle position, and then so far so good. Now I will have to put this top part, and then it goes here. And then remember, this one, the part we struggle the most when removing it. Because the tolerance is actually really tight. So hello friends, I'm done putting this part in. It was quite difficult actually, and then here you need to pay attention to several things so you're able to succeed. So first thing, this element, this prong here, has to be within this opening here. It doesn't have to be exactly in the middle, but it has to be reachable within this region. And then this pin, what it does is it manages the opening and close of the diaphragm, and then here we'll need to put the spring just after, but we'll do that just after. So that's the first thing. So here, secondly, you need to be really careful that this pin here doesn't jump from the spring. Just let me get a close view. So here you don't want that spring jumping, so but you can put it, but you will need some fine tweezer just to pass below and then go up. So that's second thing. And then the third and most important thing, I think, is you have this pin here, which I'm showing now with the tweezers, which is going to be when you have this spring here completely retreated, that is going to be in the back. So when you're getting really close here, this thing is going to step over this part, which is the cam. So what you can do, just to avoid that, you go to the furthest position here, which puts the cam quite away, and then here, before pushing this thing actually to the end, you will need to move it away, otherwise it's going to push. Just let me try to, yeah, it's going to push against that mechanism there, you see. Okay, let me change the light. Okay, now okay, it's going to push against that blade there, and then obviously it's going to get stuck. So very important thing that you take this in here and then move it just to avoid that blocking. So once you're in position, you need to rotate a bit just to make sure that everything is okay, and then at the end you can come and put the spring. I'm going to do that just now. Okay, this is also going to be quite a struggle. Okay, I'll need finer tweezers. Here you go. And then here I was telling you just before what you need to do. Here, what this thing, okay, so this is the mechanism. And then here you need, by rotation of this element here, you need to actually get the setting of the smallest aperture, or even easier would be the biggest aperture, but you need to hold it, put the spring just after, and then here by setting the position here. Okay, this is not going to work. Oh yes, you put the largest aperture and then naturally you will get the smallest aperture. Hope that was clear. And then just to finish, we put the screws on the exterior that block the ring, and then good thing naturally is that we ended up in the position we started with, so we're aligned with this line I made, so that's good. So now I'm just going to put the 3 screws, or 2 screws already. Okay, so and after putting the screws, I'm just going to blow here just to get any particle away. I cover and then I take my glass and then I put it back again, so we're almost done. With this lens, I tighten this again, then now we're going to put it into the body, and then here my tip is that you go actually to the infinity position, so you have this fork here which becomes easily reachable, so you have it there, and then here you get to the smallest position, here you put the smallest position, and then you get this really small prong we have been working with today, and then you get it to match into the fork, and then here you raise the lens again. You need to wiggle a bit just to get this pin here in position, but then everything seems to be working fine. And then just to finish the repair, we come to this position that I marked here already, and then we just simply come, put obviously the ring in the right position, and then here I reach my point, then I screw again, and then here we are, done with the repair. Now we can keep using this lens for a really long time. And this is all I wanted to show you today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.